At Wizards Presents, we shared a ton of great D&D news, including the biggest D&D news in years. The future of Dungeons & Dragons is coming, and you can be a part of it, starting today.
Today?
Today! One D&D is a code name for the next generation of Dungeons & Dragons, which has 3 elements: D&D Rules, D&D Beyond, and something we'll hear a lot more about later on in months to come, codenamed the D&D Digital Play Experience. If you missed Wizards Presents, you'll want to hear all about One D&D for yourself by checking out the World Reveal trailer, which is linked in the description, or our recap article. But if you're watching this, you want to know about the rules. And we want to tell you because for this next part, the secret ingredient is you. We're going to talk about how to be part of the One D&D playtest process, and then cover a few of the questions you might have about what's coming. And if you've never playtested rules before, do not let that scare you off. We very much want to hear from you, too. So first things first, Michael, the people want to playtest One D&D. Where should they go?
It's super easy. So you're just going to go to dndbeyond.com/one-D&D, or you can go straight to the homepage and click the One D&D button. From there, you can read all about One D&D, claim it for your account, and even get the latest news.
So claiming a source on D&D Beyond means unlocking it for your D&D Beyond account, the way you might a new book from our compendium. And of course, there is no cost to register for D&D Beyond or to claim and download the playtest materials.
Right, and you only need to unlock the playtest materials once. Once you have done so for your account, you'll be able to access them on a rolling basis. If you need to access the One D&D materials, you can find them just under the sources menu. Once you have that, well, Amy, what do you do next?
Well, like we said, the first playtest materials will be arriving today. So first, you'll want to check out what game design architect Jeremy Crawford has to say about this first set of playtest material, also known as Unearthed Arcana, and then download it for yourself. These materials won't be integrated into the D&D Beyond character builder. They'll be available as PDF downloads. We hope you'll look through the materials, take some time to review, and let us know what you think. If you want to try things out at the table, that is great. And if you're looking for a group to try some playtests with you, check out our D&D and D&D Beyond Discords. But whether you're reading through the materials to share your thoughts or trying it out at the table, we want to hear from you. So we're going to make that as easy as possible. When each feedback survey goes live, you'll find the survey link exactly where you got the materials.
And we're going to be working on this for quite a while. You're going to see new drops of Unearthed Arcana materials dropping roughly every month. This material is going to cover everything from game mechanics to classes and subclasses, and we're going to follow the same process that we have used for Unearthed Arcana. So you'll see material drop, you'll have roughly 2 weeks to play with it and to really digest it and see how you feel about it. And then a feedback survey will go up. That survey will be live for 2 weeks and give you an opportunity to pass along your notes to us.
Right now, we expect playtest to continue through at least the end of 2023, though how long it ultimately lasts will depend on what we hear from you. Keep coming back and checking in with each new set of materials, keep sharing your thoughts with us, and your feedback will help shape the future of Dungeons & Dragons. So Michael, let's talk about some questions. We know there's a lot folks will want to know, so you can find these and other answers in the FAQ article, which is linked from dndbeyond.com/one-D&D. Let's start with a big one.
So One D&D is our code name for the next generation of Dungeons & Dragons. It brings together 3 initiatives. First off, the One D&D Rules, which is what we've been talking about this whole time, is all about taking what we love from 5th edition and updating the rules of the game to reflect the feedback that we've received from you over the years and to really reflect where the game is today and where we want to take it in the future.
Next, we have D&D Beyond. Will be the platform for your digital D&D collection, content, and tools.
And the third initiative is the D&D Digital Play Experience. Now, this is in early development, but what we're looking to do is create a truly immersive player experience. We want to create a sort of a place where dungeon masters can really let loose and find a place where they can connect with their players, where you can all get together and play D&D. There's a lot more to come on that, however. When we put all these three initiatives together, what we really want to do is give you more D&D wherever you play and whenever you want to play.
As Jeremy Crawford put it in the One D&D world premiere video, we stand at the start of a new generation of Dungeons and Dragons. One D&D will usher in that next generation of D&D with new and more comprehensive versions of the core rulebooks that millions of players have enjoyed for the past decade. Which, as someone who's loved this game since I was 8, is just, by the way, really fun to say. Thank you all for playing. The rules will be backwards compatible with 5th edition adventures and supplements and offer players and dungeon masters new options and opportunities for adventure. The evolution of 5th edition has shown us it's less important to create new editions of the game and more important to grow and expand the game we love. Meaning 5th edition adventures and supplements will work in One D&D. For example, if you want to run Curse of Strahd in One D&D, that book will work with the new versions of the core rulebooks. Our goal is for you to keep enjoying the content you already have and make it even better. You'll see this in action through the playtest materials, which we definitely want your feedback on.
There are going to be a lot of fundamental updates to D&D that we're going to be collecting your feedback on. The Unearthed Arcana packets are going to be covering everything from classes to feats, races, information presentation, and a lot more. Ultimately, what changes is going to be based off of the feedback that we get from you. The new core rulebooks for One D&D are expected to drop in 2024. Now, that's not a hard deadline because a lot of that is going to be based off of the feedback.
Okay. Is there anything else folks will want to know?
Yes, and I'm going to throw it back at you, Amy. Where can people find out more and even stay up to date as new information comes out on One D&D?
Oh, well, what a fantastic question. I'm so glad you asked. Once you claim the playtest materials source, you can always check in on it or look at the source menu listing to see if there are updates. And a great way to keep up to date on One D&D would be to sign up for D&D Beyond, then hop into your account settings and update your email preferences to opt in and receive communications from D&D Beyond. If you've done this, then look out for news on One D&D playtests to arrive roughly every month. And don't worry, we will be shouting about it wherever we can, whenever new materials are ready, because honestly, how often do you get to talk to people about shaping the future of Dungeons & Dragons? Go to dndbeyond.com/one-dnd to learn more. Join the playtest by claiming the source and look out for the first One D&D Unearthed Arcana release coming today. Thank you for joining us on this adventure!